Important pointers in English literature: George Bernard Shaw. What is George Bernard Shaw most famous for? He wrote more than 60 plays, including major works such as Man and Superman, 1902, Pygmalion, 1912, and Saint Joan, 1923. With a range incorporating both contemporary satire and historical allegory, Shaw became the leading dramatist of his generation, and in 1925 was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. What did George Bernard Shaw believe about society? George Bernard Shaw, 1856–1950, was a self-taught playwright, literary and music critic, novelist and social commentator. He grew up in Ireland and moved to Britain during a time when social classes were rigidly constructed and opposed. Shaw was an individual who knew what he wanted: socialist reform. Since Shaw's death, scholarly and critical opinion about his works has varied, but he has regularly been rated among British dramatists as second only to Shakespeare. Analysts recognize his extensive influence on generations of English-language playwrights. The word Shavian has entered the language as encapsulating Shaw's ideas and his means of expressing them. What type of play is Pygmalion? Pygmalion. Pygmalion, romance in 5 acts by George Bernard Shaw, produced in German in 1913 in Vienna. It was performed in England in 1914, with Mrs. Patrick Campbell as Eliza Doolittle. The play is a humane comedy about love and the English class system. What is the significance of the title of the play Pygmalion? Shaw took the title of his play from an ancient Greek legend. According to this legend, Pygmalion was a sculptor who disliked women and did not see any reason to ever get married. Nevertheless, Pygmalion grew lonely and decided to create an ivory sculpture of a beautiful woman, who got both Nobel Prize and Oscar. Although he won the Nobel Peace Prize, it was his film An Inconvenient Truth that won 2 Oscars, Best Documentary and Best Song. Ergo, Al Gore did not win an Oscar, unlike George Bernard Shaw, who won an Oscar for his adapted screenplay of Pygmalion, as well as the Nobel Prize in Literature. What are the full-length plays of Shaw? Full-length plays of George Bernard Shaw are: Widowers' Houses, The Philanderer, Mrs. Warren's Profession, Arms and the Man, Conjada, You Never Can Tell, The Devil's Disciple, Caesar and Cleopatra, Captain Brassbound's Conversion, Man and Superman, John Bull's Other Island, Major Barbara, The Doctor's Dilemma, Getting Married, Misalliance, Fanny's First Play, Androcles and the Lion, Pygmalion, Heartbreak House, Back to Methuselah, Saint Joan, The Apple Cart, Too True to Be Good, On the Rocks, The Simpleton of the Unexpected Isles, The Millionaires, Geneva, In Good King Charles' Golden Days, Buoyant Billions. Thank you. Content by Walden Educare, India.